The 2024 Paris Olympics have come to an end, and it was a great one for South Korea. It definitely wasn't without its issues.
République populaire démocratique de Corée.
Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
What I love about this, by the way, is that they didn't just make a mistake in one language, but they actually doubled down in it on two languages. So the first, you can hear the French guy go like, démocratique. And then in my head, I'm thinking, he's made a mistake. The English speaker is going to realize this, and they're going to say it properly, like the Republic of Korea. She's immediately like, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. When the Olympics actually got into full swing though, we were treated to some sweet moments. Like this moment between the South and North Korean teams taking a photo together. That warms my heart because there are a lot of families still shared between the borders. And before we get onto just the Korean things, there were some really notable moments in the Olympics. For example, Carlos Yulo's amazing landing. Look at this. I was absolutely shocked when I saw this because I thought he was going to just face plant. That's what I would have done. But it was fantastic. Also, of course, we have to mention the Turkish shooter Yusuf Dikeç, who is probably the coolest / most dangerous and scary man I've ever seen in my life. I saw a lot of people saying they think he got silver on purpose because if he got gold, then the FBI would definitely be investigating him right now. Personally, I think they should be anyway. But he, for me, was definitely the star of the whole tournament. This guy was just amazing. No equipment, nothing. Everyone's got that really fancy glasses and equipment to help them out. He's like, I don't need help. I just show up and I just do it. Legend. So how did South Korea do? Well, South Korea finished 8th with 13 gold medals, 9 silver medals, and 10 bronze medals. This equals their best tally ever, matching the 2008 and the London 2012 Olympics. I definitely feel like Korea is improving in the Olympics these days and in sports in general. We're starting to see more football players come through, obviously Son Heung-min. Now we also have people like Kim Min-jae and more players coming to the Premier League and other leagues. I feel like Korea is really improving in regard to sports, and we're seeing that in the Olympics after the last 10, 15 years. They're definitely getting more gold medals and they're definitely competing a lot more. Also, what's interesting is that Korea finished in the top 10, and in the top 10 this year, every single country had at least 300 athletes, with obviously some countries having a lot more than that. So everybody had at least 300, except Korea, who only had 143. So that's really impressive, I think. They had less than half of the athletes of everyone else. So I think they did a really, really good job. We know Korea are always really strong at archery. When I teach my Korean students, I'm always showing them clips of archery whenever we talk about Olympics. If I have to teach about Olympics, obviously I want to show them people from their country getting gold medals and doing really well. So usually that is archery, where Korea are just dominant. They win gold medals every single time in archery. I think I heard some kind of statistic that Korea have won gold at pretty much the last 8 Olympics or something ridiculous like that. I'll have to fact check that, but someone let me know. So in Korea, the Korean media chose who is the MVP in Korea, and they chose 2 archery competitors. They chose Kim Woo-jin and Im Si-hyun. They both got 3 gold medals each in the archery, which is fantastic. So that's 6 of Korea's gold medals right there. One who I like personally was Song Seung-min, because I was watching the pentathlon and she got a bronze medal in the pentathlon, and she became the first ever Korean person to ever get a medal in pentathlon and the first ever female from anywhere in Asia actually to get the first medal in a pentathlon. So that's really impressive. I thought she did a really good job. And the thing that I'm just thinking about is, where'd you learn to ride a horse in Korea? I think only in Jeju-do. Anyway, of the 143 athletes that went to the Olympics from Korea, they sent 4 Taekwondo athletes, which I thought they'd send a lot more than that because obviously Taekwondo is a Korean sport, but I don't follow it that well, and maybe that's about how many you send. Anyway, out of the 4 athletes that Korea sent, 3 of them came home with a medal, which, while kind of sad for the one who didn't, is really impressive. 3 out of 4 people you send come home with a medal. That's fantastic. So they did a great job in Taekwondo, as I think everybody expected them to. And speaking of the 13 gold medals they have in total, their target before they went to the Olympics, Korean people said their target was to get 5 gold medals. And they actually got 5 gold medals in the first 3 days. And when you consider the Olympics went for, I think it was 16 days or something, to have already hit your target in 3 days is just fantastic. I think they did a fantastic job. I really am very impressed with how Korea did this year. I think they surpassed expectations for many people. So while Kim Woo-jin and Im Si-hyun were the chosen MVPs in Korea, I think the world chose their Korean MVP as, of course, Kim Ye-ji, who's standing at the top of the mountain of this Olympics with Yusuf Dicek as the two coolest people at the Olympics, except Raygun, of course. Something that's a little bit of a shame about this Olympics is that when it comes to what people are going to remember, people remember Kim Yeji because she was so cool, but she actually got the silver medal and her fellow Korean got the gold medal. And also she had a really cute gun. Her gun had a little heart on it, which is just very Korean. So well done, Oh Ye-jin. So in the end, when it comes down to it, when we look back on it, I think we can say South Korea exceeded expectations. They did a fantastic job. And I'm really looking forward to how well they do in the next Olympics because Korean sport and Korean athleticism as a whole, it just keeps going up. They keep raising the bar. I think they're constantly improving. And I think they will surprise a few people in the next Olympics. I think they'll get more gold medals than this and thus break their record. So congratulations to South Korea, and let's hope they get even more medals in the next Olympics.